Hello everybody, welcome to the Book Nook. How are you guys? I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I cannot believe it is already the end of February. As I'm filming this, it is February 27th, and what a crazy month it has been. Honestly, yes, I know it's February and it's the shortest month of the year, but it has flown by. Like, it feels like yesterday was February 2nd or 3rd. And what happened to the shortest month of the year? It was there and then it was gone. So today we are going to be going over all of the books that I read in the month of February. And as usual, it will come with your typical content warnings. In case you are new here, hello, I am Bella, and what I do on my booktube channel is if you don't like smut or language or any stuff, I will mention it in my review. So I will mention if there's any sex or like even the extent to which the romance goes to, if there is romance. Or I will also mention language, and many times I will mention if like there's any LGBTQ plus, because I do know plenty of people who will not read books with any of that. Of course, like I do, but if there's anything that you might have problems with, I mention it. And so let us get started with the first book that I finished in February, and that is Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. I loved Out on a Limb, and honestly, this was also very good. So we follow one of the couples from book one, and they are already together. They've been married. And this is honestly the first romance that I've read or even heard of where the couple is already together. And so they've been married since they were 19. Now they're like in their 30s. And she is having some doubts. And so they get into a fight. And it's their first big fight that they've ever had. Believe it or not. Of course they've had like smaller ones, but like this is their first big one. And so they decide to go to marital counseling, and there's this outdoorsy, woodsy marital counseling retreat that they decide to go to. Neither of them are very outdoorsy people. Sarah, who's our female main character, loves to read, and he loves to game. He loves gaming. They are not outdoorsy people. And so they try, of course, a hiking retreat. And this honestly was so good. I could really relate to Sarah, even though I am a teenager and she is an adult. But her mom was dealing with a terminal illness, and that's one aspect I could really relate to as a person whose mom has cancer. And it was so good for me to finally read about someone who was also dealing with that. And I was able to relate to Sarah so much on so many aspects. I loved her. I do think I prefer Out on the Limb, but I do love Out of the Woods. I gave this one 5 stars. So for content, there is some language, so be sure to watch out for that. I don't remember how much. I know there were definitely a couple of F-bombs, and yeah, there were definitely a couple more S words from what I remember than F-bombs, but still be sure to keep an eye out for that. And also there were a couple 2 sex scenes, which honestly was better than I expected, because in Out on a Limb there were like 3 to 4. And then also there was a female-female relationship and a male-male relationship, which again, I went into expecting that. And I did love this book. I loved it with all my heart, all my mind. I loved it. Anyway, I read A Curse so Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. And this one I gave 3 stars. It was a good book. It was a good read. I enjoyed it. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and he has to repeat the autumn of his 18th year And she is a girl from the human world. Well, she's a girl from Washington, D.C., and she is abducted and taken to his palace. And it was a cute read. I absolutely loved the guy, Ren. He was so great, honestly. I loved him. And there were a couple lines, I don't remember where they were, that I remember I really related to, and this was a really good read. For content, I don't remember much swearing and stuff. There probably was a little bit. There was a male-male relationship, and there are mentions of sex, but like it's not at all explicit. Essentially, the reason why he was cursed is because he didn't want to do it with her. Yeah. Overall, this is a good book. It's pretty accurate to Beauty and the Beast, better than ACOTAR. In regards to accuracy, ACOTAR is still one of my favorite series. But this was really good. I really enjoyed it. And also I think like the background of the cover is very pretty. I don't really love like how reflective it is. I wish it was just like gold, but I love the blue and I love the green. Next, we have a reread of Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. This one I also gave 5 stars. I love Divine Rivals, and then we read this for Gavin Vale's book club on Discord. This was I loved it. Roman and Iris, he crawled to her. He had, this is a spoiler, he had minutes to live. He crawled to her. Roman Kit, where are you in real life? I need you. I need you. I need you. Okay, enough pining for Roman Kit. Yes. Yeah, I gave this one 5 stars. There is one sex scene, but I like how she did it. I did fast forward for like most of it. It was an audiobook. But from the parts that I did read, it was much more focused on the emotion of what they were doing. Like, hey, this is a significant part in our relationship. What we are doing should not be done blatantly. Like, it shouldn't be, like, it's not something that should be done and then away with. What we are doing is special. We are forging a connection. And I really like that because most authors focus more on the lust aspect of it. She focuses more on the love. And I love that. And so there is also like very little swearing, maybe like 2 or 3 words. There is a lesbian couple and it does get kind of violent, but this is a romantasy. It's not historical fiction. It gives historical fiction vibes. It gives World War I. And I love it. I am here for it. On to the next book, which I rated 3 stars. This Time It's Real by Anne Liang. This is a cute YA romance. It is a celebrity romance. Like, he is a C drama actor, Chinese drama actor, and she is a high school student. They both are high school students, but they're in the same class and it's fake dating. Essentially what happens is she's at a new school and she has to write a story of something that happened in real life. She decides to write a fake romance story and it blows up all over the internet, and it is really sweet. I could really relate to the female main character. She is a third culture kid, which I'm also a third culture kid. And there are so many aspects that I could really relate to. Let me see if I could find, unfortunately, I cannot find it. But if you're a third culture kid, this is a really good read. I loved it. Anyway, we're 15 minutes in and I'm already 4 books in. 4 out of 10. Next was also a physical book. Oh, content, I don't think there's very much any content. There's like a small gay couple, but that's it. It's very small, like maybe 2 chapters, and that's it. Anyway, next we have The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. This was really good. This was my second litfic. This is also magical realism. I gave this one 3 stars, and this one focuses on Nora, and she commits suicide. This is not a spoiler, it literally happens like chapter 2 or 3. It's on the back of the book, and so she is sent to this place called the Midnight Library, where she gets the chance to relive all of the lives she possibly could have lived, and the more content she is in one, the more likely she is going to stay in that life. And this is really good, especially if you are struggling with mental health. This is a really good book. There are mentions of sex and I think drugs and like drinking. In one life, her brother overdosed, and also her brother's gay. And then this is a really good read. I gave it 3 stars. I do wish this had focused more on the relationships, like not the relationship, but like it had slightly more of an aspect on other characters. While I did love Nora, I wish we had gotten more of other people. Maybe he's writing a sequel or something about a certain side character, I don't know. But this was really good. Thank you, Mr. And I don't think you're watching this, for selling this to me. And then I read All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and this one I gave 4 stars. This was really good. This is book 3 in the Naturals trilogy, and I think this might be my favorite. This one I actually gave 4 stars. I think I said 3. I really like Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I really like the Naturals, and this is really good. This is probably my favorite so far in the series. I did love book 1. Book 2 was okay. Book 3, really good. I loved how much we got into Sloane's character. I love Sloane so much. She is my favorite character, and any book that focuses on my favorite character, I might probably most likely love. And this was, it was really good. This would have probably been 5 stars, but it just didn't give the 5-star feeling. I can't think of any logical reason why this didn't give the 5-star feeling, but it was good. For content, of course, we are dealing with serial killers, and there is a lot of stuff about abuse from what I remember, and it was really good. It was good. Then I read Fox by Nadine Brandis, and unfortunately this is my least favorite book of hers, and I gave it 3 stars. I did really enjoy this, but one of the things I loved about her other books is that we got a strong female main character, but who also chose to depend on the guy. And yes, we did get a strong female character, but obviously this follows a guy. His name is Thomas Fox. His dad is Guy Fawkes. But I love his romance. This takes place in the 1600s in England, and there are these, first off, there is this plague that is going around England that is turning people into stone. Thomas has this plague, and it has mostly, at the beginning of the book, affected his eye. Really only his eyeball is affected. Then there are also these masks that have to be made by your father or your mother. If you're a guy, it's your father. If you are a girl, it's your mother. And when you put on this mask at a certain age, you will gain the ability to control anything of a certain color. So for example, if there is red paint somewhere, then you can throw that red paint at someone just by thinking about it. If you're wearing the mask. And there's this thing called white light, and that is what his father, Guy Fawkes, who is running a gunpowder plot, is very much against. I don't remember exactly why, but yeah. And then there is this amazing romance. I love it. It's very much a side plot, so don't go into it from me expecting it is the main plot, but it is so well done for something that would be in the 1600s. He admires her so much, and he's like, I wish I had your strength. Like, she is such a strong character. Anyway, Mother of Death and Dawn by Carissa Broadbent. I love Carissa Broadbent. This one I gave 4 stars. I haven't read all of Carissa Broadbent. I've only read the War of Lost Hearts trilogy. This is the last book in that trilogy. Apparently there is a novella, but I don't have it on Libby. My library doesn't have it anyway. This was such a good book. It was such a good conclusion to the end of book 1 of the end of the trilogy. But I wish the end had focused most on their relationship. It focused more on the plot and what like they as individuals are doing, not what they are doing together. I mean, yes, kind of yes, but like also for content, this is an adult book and it uses adult language, and there are also multiple intimate scenes. There is also gore. They are in a war and there's going to be gore. It is a very good trilogy. Go into it expecting an adult book, which I did. And I'm glad I did. Then, for Valentine's Day, I read The Do-Over by Lynn Painter. I really like Lynn Painter. I've read all of her YA romances, including this one now, and I gave this one 4 stars. There were a couple lines I could really relate to. I wish I underlined a lot of these books, but I guess I didn't have time. This is really good. It's a Groundhog Day trope where she has to relive Valentine's Day, but her boyfriend cheated on her on that Valentine's Day, so she has to essentially relive the worst day of her life. A lot of other things went on that day. But she slowly starts running into Nick. I forgot his last name. He starts becoming more and more attractive as the story goes along, and it was so sweet. Such a good rom-com. There is more language than I expected. There were multiple F-bombs. Also, she does some pretty reckless things towards the end. Might seem out of character, but she does pretty reckless things. And Better Than the Movies is still my favorite Lynn Painter book. I still really enjoyed it. Yeah, I gave this one 4 stars. Then I have The Blood of Olympus by Rick Riordan. This is a big book. It's like 500 pages. And I really enjoyed it. This is the last book in the Heroes of Olympus trilogy. Just so you know, one of the characters in this, it's not a trilogy, it's 5 books. In this is gay. We find out he's gay in book 4. He's my favorite character. I love him. I love him. I love him. Sorry, book, for slapping you. It's, also I don't like this cover. Ew. What is going on here? Anyway, I don't really have much to say. I wish ending had been slightly different, then this would have been at least a 4, if not a 5 star. I ate this up. I did start pretty early-ish in February. I don't remember when exactly, but yeah, I started early-ish. It took me about 2 weeks, but then I was grounded from my phone, and I read basically all of this in a weekend. I feel so accomplished, and I love this book. Don't let the 3 stars take it down. I just wish it had ended slightly better. I wish the character's death was done differently, because I hate that character, and he deserved a different death. If you know, you know. And then the last audiobook that I finished, I technically finished it yesterday. It says on Goodreads I finished it today. No, I finished it the day before yesterday. Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I love Cassandra Clare. Okay, not like love her. She isn't my favorite author, but I love her Shadowhunter series. The main reason she isn't my favorite author is because of the first 3 Mortal Instruments books. If all of her books had been like that, Yes. But The Infernal Devices is my favorite of her trilogy of her favorite, is my favorite of her series. I cannot talk. She is such a master of writing relationships. Will and Jem's platonic relationship. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. It is so good. I gave this one 4 stars. I don't know why, but it was really good. It was really good. I know it's gonna break me, but I'm doing a very slow reread of Cassandra Clare, and I'm gonna continue cycling through her books very slowly again until The Wicked Powers comes out, because I need The Wicked Powers as soon as possible. Miss Cassandra Clare, in the very unlikely case that you are watching this video, please announce the release date of The Wicked Powers. I understand you are waiting for the Ragpicker King to come out, which is probably coming out, I think maybe even tomorrow, I don't know. Today. Announce it today. People say it's coming 2026 spring. I need it sooner than that. I need it at least this winter. Please. Anyway, that is all for today. I've been filming for 30 minutes and I'm honestly tired. And I hope to see you guys with my next video. Oh, and in case you are waiting for Epic the Musical Part 2 to come out, or Act 2, then it is coming out probably in a week or 2 from the release date of this. And I hope you guys have a very wonderful day or evening or morning or whatever time it is where you are watching. And I will see you guys with the next video.